Hello, beautiful souls. Good evening, good day, good morning, wherever you are. Mwah. Coming to you from the beautiful south of France. I know, right? Used to be Brighton, kind of missing a little bit my Brighton family, my UK family. So sending you all loads of love. But I'm also super happy here in my amazing new home with the love of my life, having actually the best year ever, I think. So tonight's self-love talks, guys, I've got so much I want to share with you what's coming up as we close this weird, wonderful, crazy year, and the events that I've got coming up. I want to share that with you. But tonight I really want to focus on the dissonance and staying sane, staying focused, staying on track, staying in your heart, staying with the end game, which is kind of already done. We're talking about that. I was talking about that last week if you were on self-love talks. So if you're a regular here, welcome. Please say hi. Oh, Christine, how wonderful to have you here. Thanks so much for joining. Well, I'm more and more beautiful. You're very kind. It's probably because everything inside, everything in my life is beautiful. And I feel that beauty on the inside. I feel that grace on the inside. I just feel plugged in. Not every single day in the most perfect way. Sometimes it's a little bit wobbly. And I have to say, around the new moon in Scorpio last week, oh my God, that was a little bit crunchy. Hands up who has Scorpio in their charts and who felt that one. That was a little bit full on. But let me know how you guys are doing. How are you feeling? And let's really dive into this wonderful opportunity to be together and realign, get refocused, re-energized, shed anything else that doesn't need to be on your back, so to speak, for the rest of the journey for this year. So I'm sending you all so much love. Please let me know where in the world you're tuning in from. And thank you for being in this group as well, by the way. I was like, you know, why don't we all just gather in one space? Because I've got lots of different groups and social medias and stuff. And I was like, if there was just one place we could all hang out. So I've chosen this one. So let me know if you think this is good, or if you think I should do something else. Let me know what works for you. Mary Chapman, hello, beautiful. Lovely to have you. Yeah, guys, let me know where you're coming from in the world. And also how you're feeling at the moment. Like, what kind of week have you had? How are you feeling about us approaching the end of this epic year? I'm going to take a breath. And let's just reconnect. Always this opportunity, always this gift awaiting our attention right here, right now, to drop in and receive it. Drop in, drink from that cup of unconditional love within. Drink from that well of wellness and well-being and wealth, inner wealth, external wealth. It's all kind of ends up being the same. And just really anchor yourself into your seat, into your bottom, into this moment right now. And let's just be focused and present for a little while together. And before I get into tonight's subject of dissonance and chaos and madness and, you know, how to stay focused and sane through all of that, because I know some of you are having a really hard time, and I want to share some things that will help you with that. I also want to tell you that I'm really going to be making the most of this time. I'm going to be doing some live meditations every Monday now, from now up until the end of the year. So every Monday through the rest of November, through December, in this group, Self-Love Evolution. So all of you guys watching me on YouTube, thank you for being here, following me on YouTube as well, because I really need to make more of my YouTube channel, but I really love that you follow me there. And also feel free, if you're on Facebook, to come and join me live in this Self-Love Evolution group on Facebook. Come and land on my page and you'll find the link. But what I'm going to do is every Monday, I'm going to do live meditations here. Anywhere between half an hour, 45 minutes. You know me, I tend to go over, so maybe even up to an hour, because it's really an important time. You know, it's like the crescendo, the climax, the grand finale of this year. And there has been so much sadness, grief, chaos, darkness, so much ugly, nasty stuff coming into the public awareness and our own personal awareness too, as we've been seeing our own inner demons, our own deepest, darkest fears, our own losses, our own tragedies, really manifesting. Our own fears have been manifesting. And, you know, it's been really difficult for a lot of people. And as we're coming towards the end of this year, I really see a huge amount of light on the horizon. I really do. And this is not for nothing. All of this being in the shadows, being in the darkness, seeing the evil, that's not for nothing. That's all for a reason. And I don't for a moment believe that we are going to go into the dystopian, hellish future that the media is portraying to us as a potential, or as what looks like a likelihood, that I don't think we're going to get sucked into it, but they're portraying that that's going to be our reality. And I just feel like it's really important for us to just switch off. You know, that media represents that monkey mind, the undeveloped part of our psyche, the caveman part of the psyche that's fight it, fuck it, or fight, you know, fight it. Sorry. I don't know what came over me then. I was thinking that's what the caveman mentality is. It's fight or flight or fuck. It's like, how do I respond? You know, and sorry about that. But that's, you know, it's like that's what's driving, I think, the media. That's what that kind of ignorance, that kind of real base mentality, real empathy lacking, you know, inhumane, really. It's like, how much off the edge of the human consciousness scale can you go? And they're really going there. They're really hammering out this future that is apparently being planned for us. Whether you believe in that or not, whether you like it or not, it's like, I don't believe that that's our future as a humanity. That's not my reality. It never has been, and it never will be. I have a completely different day-to-day, everyday lifetime reality. And so I know that it's possible to not have that. And I really believe what I was saying, that media, what's being portrayed, is that part of our own mind that absolutely fears that, the most helpless part of us, the darkest part of us. You know, when we take away our heart and our power and our soul and any sensibility inside of us, it's like that's what you might be left with, that icky residue. And so maybe that just represents a part of who we are. And it's like just not feeding it, you know. Don't give it the blessing of your consciousness. Don't give it the grace of your beautiful, sacred, divinely human consciousness. Bless it, love it for what it is. It has its place. You know, in humanity, we learn through contrast. We are in a duality reality. Everything has duality on this level of consciousness, on this level of existence, on this earth. Every single thing. And we don't have to choose a side between light and dark, good and evil, right and wrong. We can just understand that it's all playing out, all of it. And we can get locked into just fighting for one side or fighting for the other side. But what happens is we're locked into something, we're fighting something, and we're neglecting the other part of who we are. Right? We are that duality. And how beautiful when you kind of just sit back from the whole thing, not in like spiritual detachment or, you know, superior aloofness, but I mean like a parent watching your children. Sit back and go, wow, these are the aspects of me. I have my fear and I have my hope. I have my love and I have the hatred inside of me. And I don't really feel like it's about choosing and fighting for one side or the other and creating a split in humanity. Personally, I feel that it's really like, well, it's all playing out. I can just know that this is how life works. And somewhere in there, my choice is that I create my reality through that. By what I choose to give my attention to, what I choose to grow and nurture, what I choose as my values, what I enjoy. And for me, I don't feel like I pick sides. It just is. It all just is. And yet I know what my truth is. My truth is, you all know, unconditional love on this planet, unconditional love in myself, from source, for myself as well, and for all humanity. And I would love to invite everybody into that if you feel like it, because it's beautiful. And in unconditional love, there is no separation. Unconditional love doesn't say, I love only the light and not the dark. Unconditional love just loves everything and understands it and is at peace with it. And in that is a liberation. Now, I'm not talking some fantasy, you know, esoteric, you know, go and sit on a mountain for 20 years and meditate to get to this state. No, this is really live, very doable, very practical, very achievable, very simple to do, in my opinion. And that's why I can do it. I'm not some great genius. You know, it's actually really easy and it's really practical and really grounded. So I just feel like showing up. I feel like saying, okay, guys, we got this little bit of time till the end of the year. Let's finish it in style. You know, we've been through a lot. Let's all of us make peace with all of it and just feel into what is the truth of your reality, of your heart, of your soul, of your destiny. And that is our collective destiny together. It's like, as I'm looking at this beautiful, well, it's not that beautiful actually, but this big light in front of me that I have to light me up because it's dark outside. So I put the light there so that you can see me. And it's like, that's what I see ahead of me in my life. The darkness is there. All of the shadows are there. It's all part of my reality. We have the contrast. It makes everything beautiful having the contrast, you know. It would be boring if all you could see right now is light. Contrast is what makes our bodies visible, our faces visible, the sky beautiful, and everything have its uniqueness. I love the contrast. And yet going forward, it's like, I know what my truth is. And rattling away, I hope this is making sense. So I feel like for all of us, we have a collective sense in our hearts. We have that collective destiny for humanity. I think it's deeply within all of us that we all want to have this peace. We don't want to be torn apart. We don't want our minds split one side and then split the other and our hearts torn apart. We don't want humanity torn apart. We want us all to come together and be in peace. Now, not everyone is going to come together and feel that, but those who can, let's do it. Those of us who feel that we have a destiny of just being in harmony with all of it. In a really simple, sublime way where we can all meet there. We can all just meet in that beautiful place of peace. And going forward, I feel that the more that we can come together for the end of this year and practice, if you like, and you know, set times, a conscious time when you say, this is when I'm really going to retune myself as an instrument of divine consciousness, then the better that's going to be. And it empowers everybody. It makes you all feel good. It makes your heart sing. It makes your energy glow. It makes you more empowered. and it makes us more unified as a collective consciousness field of energy. So for that, that's a long explanation, but that's, you know, that's where I'm going with this. So I like to offer a meditation every Monday. It's going to be at 5 o'clock, same time as I started this evening, 5 o'clock. That's Universal Time, UK time. And it's going to be in this group. It's going to be in the Facebook Self-Love Evolution group every Monday. So please feel welcome. Please join. And if you want to bring people here and like gather together and say, come and do this nice thing, let's all do that together. And those of you that have done my meditations before, I get a lot of, I'm very blessed actually, I get a lot of wonderful comments back from people, a lot of them. Yesterday, more coming through as well. Just that self-realization happens, that releasing, that realization tends to happen when people do the I Love You Me guided meditations that I do. I'm very, very blessed, I have to say, and it's a real privilege. And by the way, I do this because it helps me too. I feel better when I'm plugged in with all of you and I feel that togetherness feeling. I feel that sharing moment. I absolutely love that. I love doing it on my own, and I love it even more when we come together. Seriously, it's just like the best joy. And so I do this because it makes me feel good. And I'm inviting you to do this just to simply make you feel good too. And that's really what it's all about. It's that simple. Was it 4 p.m. in the UK start? Did I start early, Mary? Might have done. Oh my God, my times are so confused. Okay, well, it's going to be 5 o'clock your UK time, 6 o'clock my time in France. Yeah, I did get my times confused today, didn't I? You're right. Oh, well, thanks. Hi, Jen. Thanks for being here, babes. So all of that I just said, does that resonate with all of you? Does that make sense? Desislava, you're back. Thank you. You're saying, let's do it. Why isn't everyone like me? Because that would be a really boring world if everybody was like me. I love that we're all different and unique and beautiful. Listen, it's so brilliant. When we come together, we really make magic. Every single one of us is a drop in this ocean, and every single drop, you are unique. It's like a snowflake, you know, every single snowflake has that unique pattern that's never been created before and will never be created again. And every single one of us is like that little water droplet, that little snowflake, completely unique. And when we come together in our configurations, that to me is supreme beauty. Talk about a work of art, you know. Human beings, we don't realize really who we are or what we are. And I really just keep encouraging you, keep looking within. I mean, you can look at your skin, you can look at your face, but most people don't look at themselves with that admiration. They're more judgy and critical and, you know, should, could, would. And it's like looking at the outside of a gift and judging the packaging. Now, we all have a beauty to look at, a beautiful soft skin to touch, and, you know, that hand to hold and that heartbeat to feel, and it's just so incredible. But really, you start looking inside and you start to see how you're made. You start to see the gift that really is inside this wrapping, and it's something else. You know, you are incredible and unique and beautiful. And when we come together, that's just like, oh, it's like a major celebration. So I love us coming together. Anyway, I've been rambling. Shri, hello, beautiful. Lovely to see you too. And Patricia, wonderful to see you guys. Did all that make sense, what I'm saying? Do you, you know, does it sound good to you doing a weekly meditation on Monday together? Because, and I chose Mondays because we have the 14th of December coming up, which is this full solar eclipse. It's happening down in Chile. So I'm not going to be able to see it. Those of us in Europe and North America, Northern Hemisphere generally, you're not going to be able to see it. But we all, well, maybe you don't, but we know the power of solar eclipses. It's a powerful, powerful time. And so the 14th is the eclipse. That's a Monday, followed a week later by the solstice on the 21st of December, which is also a Monday. So, and I'm a real big fan of the solstice. Maybe it's the Celtic pagan in my blood, maybe, who knows, but I really respond to the 21st of December. It's always very, very sacred to me and very special. And I just feel, if you were watching my self-love talks last week, I was going into a little bit more about what I feel is coming during these times and how we can prepare. So that's what I'm excited about. And I'm still going to be doing these talks on Thursdays as well, just for fun, just to keep us all in the loop and hanging out with you guys. And you're up for it. Mary says she's up for it. Hey, Rich, thanks for joining. Wonderful to have you here. So cool. That's really cool. So it's all going to happen in this group, by the way. Everything's going to happen. So please invite people in. I really haven't tried to build a Facebook group before, ever. And recently, my beautiful sister, Jen McCarthy, who's watching, she lost her Facebook profile. It just got taken down, probably because she shares some very, very cool stuff. And I love you, Jen. You have a powerful voice and a powerful message. And I know you impact a lot of people's lives. And Jen there was really, a bit distressed a couple of weeks ago because her Facebook profile had been taken down. And Jen has this enormous group with loads of people in it. And I was just like, wow, that's actually really cool. So I'm copying you, Jen, a little bit. I'm not copying, but I'm taking a leaf out of your book. I'm inspired by you building up that group. I was like, I haven't really done that before. So let's see what we can do. So anyway, tonight's topic, dissonance and the chaos and how to stay focused through it. And first of all, I want to, let's just talk about ascension and dissonance and what's going on here. And I was actually describing this to my partner last night. And I found a way of saying it to him and where it made sense to him. And it was like, wow, he understood me and it was really cool. So I was talking to Phil and I was telling him about the Schumann resonance. Now, those of you that don't know, basically, very simple version, a guy called Schumann discovered that he can measure the Earth's electromagnetic frequency. And what's been happening, and if those of you who've been watching it over 2020, this last year, the Schumann resonance has got up and up and up and up. So basically, from a low vibrational level, or not low, but a certain vibrational level, which we became used to, I suppose, over the last year, or more than the last year, but particularly in the last year, this vibrational energy frequency has gone up and up and up and up. Now, if you can imagine when you get, let's say you get sound, and you've got a low frequency, a nice hum, and you start to turn it up. I'm not going to go really, really high, but you can imagine really, really high notes. And that higher frequency, the effect that it has on matter around it and water and the other particles, other electromagnetic particles, what will happen is water will start dispersing and acting differently. It changes the molecular structure. You will, like when you get sound to a certain pitch, it shatters glass. We know this. Get to a certain frequency, it will actually dismantle, break matter. Light does the same thing. When you turn up the vibration and the intensity of light, you can get it so intensely focused, like a laser, such a high vibrational light, like a laser, you can just cut through steel. You can cut through matter. And that's literally via a change of frequency that does that. So what's happening with us? As the planet's energy is rising, becoming higher, finer, more tuned, higher frequency tuning. What's happening is everything that was comfortable in the lower vibration, nice and solid and dense and steady, as that vibration gets turned up on the planet, everything starts going like this. Everything starts moving. Everything starts shaking. Bing. Thank you. Everything starts dismantling. And it's like, imagine an earthquake, right? It's like everything starts dismantling. All the particles start shaking. The structure is being transformed. It can no longer maintain its structure that it could in the dense vibration. It's nice and steady and solid. So our sense of what's solid, our sense of what's real, grounded, earthly, is very physically, very literally being transformed. It's being dismantled. So it means that anything which has been able to hide in those low vibrational shadows and skulking around underneath and doing, in fact, some really hideous, heinous, disgusting, despicable things on this planet. It's like that higher vibration of the earth is making it come up to the surface. It's being shaken up. It cannot hide. It's literally cracking the solid fabric of our reality apart. So what's being hidden underneath is being shaken out to the surface, and what's being hidden is being cracked open. And it's literally because of what's happening with our planet's energy. Now, what's making her energy do that is another story, right? I'm not going to go into that now, because my beautiful partner, he was saying, you know, what I want this world to do is shake herself. And it's like just for all the fleas of humanity just to be shaken off. And those of us that are really good, loving, true, authentic people, true human beings who are sentient, who care about their planet, who care about their Mother Earth, who care about one another, who want to love, who do love. You know, he was like, if she could just shake up all the fleas of humanity, all the parasites that feed off her, all of the people that have horrible intention and do horrible things, they get just shaken off. And, you know, the rest of us would just carry on and we could start again. And he was talking about volcanoes going off, the one in Yellowstone in America. And so anyway, I was like, babe, that's what she's doing. Mother Earth is doing that. She is shaking off all those fleas, you know? And I think that's really amazing. So for those of us that are going, oh my God, reality is cracking up. What's real? It's like, well, what we thought was real was never real. That when everything was in a lower vibration, maybe you thought that was real because it was more steady, less changeable. Well, it wasn't. You know, again, it was just a denser illusion. Now that illusion is being, the volume's being turned up on the vibration, it's being exposed for what it is. And now everyone's like, I don't know what to believe anymore. Good. This is good. You are not going mad. And you don't need to go mad. The only way you're going to go mad is if you're trying to keep all the pieces and keep putting them back together again when the frequency is saying no. We are rearranging the fabric of reality. Will you just let go? Right? Let go and let love. Trust in Gaia. Trust in the mother. Trust in the knowing inside of your bodies when you actually tune in. Like I said, get in touch with this gift inside of you. And you get in touch in here and you just, there's a knowing of like, oh yeah, I'm held. Oh yeah, I'm here for a reason. Oh yeah, something amazing is happening. Sit back, and like I kept saying last week, put your seatbelt on, you know. Get safe in your body. Get sane in your mind by letting everything, just watch it. if you want to, like butterflies flying around in the air, all the different colored butterflies, the light ones and the dark ones, just watch them flying around. Watch and marvel as our beautiful Mother Earth is completely transforming herself and us. It's like, wow, it's that sitting back that I was talking about and not getting sucked into the what looks like the light or what looks like the dark. Just let it be. Just enjoy the show. Be like, wow. And at the same time, stay absolutely rooted in, and this is where I'm going. The dissonance is part of the transformation. Another real easy example, when you're listening to one radio station and you want to find a better one because it's got boring, you have to go through the in the middle if you have an old analog radio. You know, you tune it and it's like, it goes through all the craziness. And it's like, oh, that's not so nice. And then you get the nice, beautiful song coming on and it's happy days again. Easy. So we have been in a thick phase of dissonance. And it's like, that's the fourth dimension. Guys, welcome to the fourth dimension. This is your initiation. You want to go into the higher dimensions. You want to ascend your frequency, this physical dense particles of your body, you want them to become lighter, and in that vibration, vibrating in unconditional love, birthing your light body, birthing in this new earth, this new harmony on earth. You've got to make it through the fourth dimension, right? This is the bit where everybody who's not ready are the fleas that get shaken off the earth one way or another, you know, and not discarded, because everybody's loved. Like I said, there's no waste in the universe. Everything is unconditionally loved. But it's like, yeah, if you're not ready to move through fourth dimension up into the higher realms, you will just keep going to the lower levels. You know, you'll just be like, I'm just gonna cling on to any, you know, stubborn belief I can and hold on tight and close my eyes and blinker and not let go, you know. That's not going to work either, by the way. But to traverse this fourth dimension, to traverse this dissonance, it's like, close your eyes, breathe, feel your way through. Okay, what feels good, what feels right? Yeah, that feels good, that feels right. This person in my life, this feels good, this feels right. You know, it might be 6 months ago, your mind will have said to you, don't go near that person, because your mind will play tricks on you, right? We think we've got it all sewn up. We're putting all the pieces together, trying to form our ideal realities. But it's like when you tune in inside and it's like, actually, no, this feels right in my heart. This feels right. I am consciously connecting to what feels true inside of me, inside of you. And that's and when you feel, you know, when you feel what's true, that's sacred. That's your food, if you like. It's like, that's your apple of truth. You eat your apple. You eat your own truth. Feed yourself your own truth. Do not feed from all that crazy, everything that's breaking up and losing its grip and losing its sanity around you. Don't try and glean your food from that, picking through the pieces, trying to find something that's true in all of that. The truth is inside of you, and you know what feels true and you know what feels right. And it's really practicing doing that, hence doing meditations. So as we are, it's like an initiation, right? This has happened to all civilizations throughout, as far as I can see, in the history of humanity, which is obviously only a limited amount, but in the civilizations that I've been able to see or been part of and have memories of, it's like there've always been these initiations. There's always been the climactic point where you go, okay, some of these beings from this civilization will move on and evolve and some won't. And I really feel like that's what we're alive for now. It's like that epoch moment, that epic time when it's like, okay, let's go. Initiation time, guys. We're moving through that portal into that higher frequency realm of being a human being in our light bodies. And to do so, we've got to come from a place of our own truth and that unconditional love. And just let the rest of it get on with it. Don't take it seriously. You can laugh at it. You can cry at it, but just don't take it seriously. It's not the reality. Really isn't. I absolutely promise you. And how does that sound, by the way? Does that sound good to you? And Rich, I'm just reading your comment. You're saying doctors destroy health, lawyers destroy justice, psychiatrists destroy mind, scientists destroy truth, major media destroys information, religions destroy spirituality, and governments destroy freedom. That is really, on one level, completely true, Rich. And yet, another thing I was saying to my partner last night, it was like, did you know how many health officials in the industry, like the people that are in or have been in the system, born into the system, raised through the system, programmed by the system, and these hefty institutions, and they are coming out of this doctors, lawyers, nurses, scientists, psychiatrists, media reporters, government people who are all coming through and going, hey, you know what, public, that is a pile of crap. And actually, this is the truth of what's been going on. Now that I know the contrast of this and that I thought I wanted, that I thought was good, and it actually isn't, it actually stinks, and actually it's not pro-human, it's not pro-earth, it's not pro-evolution at all. Actually, through contrast, I've realized and I've learned that actually this would be a really thing to create. And there are so many, and fair play to all of you people out there, you doctors, you lawyers, you people that have invested a huge chunk of your life into these safe institutions that were supposed to be to care for humanity and protect humanity. And those of you that have broken the mold and have seen it for what it is and are out there doing the good work, there are loads and loads of you. And fair play. Really, really grateful for what you're doing. And Rich, I feel like that's true for everyone. Doesn't matter what profession we come from. I don't really have a profession. What do? I was just this hippie girl brought up in a spiritual community. And I have to say, someone's comment today on Facebook, they were talking about how many frauds there are in the spiritual community. Yeah, like everything. And it's just like, and there are those of us in that institution, that spiritual institution, who are also saying, that's not so good, but actually this stuff is really good. This is real. So let's all just focus on our own truth, I feel. Let's all just focus on, and when you're magnetized into your own inner compasses, and you're in your north, and you know what's real and true and right for you, and you're plugged in, switched in, tuned in, and it's like then you will start to magnetize, as I do and as we are here, you start to magnetize so many other beautiful souls around you doing something similar. And it is that unity consciousness effect. And it's like, I'm celebrating that. Every time there's more of us in this vibration going through this incredible portal, right? Energetic portal, where maybe you think a metaphysical portal or even an imaginary portal into this new earth. It's like, and there's more of us, and there's more of us, and there's more of us, and there will be many more behind us in our wake as well, guys. Right? Just have that faith, have that knowing, and bless all of us, bless all human beings. So I hope that helps you. I hope that makes sense. Yeah, 11,000 or so health practitioners. I heard it was about 50,000 globally, actually, doctors and nurses and health professionals have spoken out. So, that's just a number that I heard. But anyway, things are changing, guys, and it is incredibly beautiful. So let's celebrate that. And just one thing I wanted to share as well, and feel free if you have any questions or you want to share something that's, you know, coming to you when you're listening to this, that sparks inspiration to someone else or has sparked your inspiration, please share it. So beautiful. And I just want to say to you, I'm really inspired. I watched, snuggled up on the sofa with my family. We watched Avatar last night again. And it's been years since I saw it. And I have to say, I was absolutely in tears because it was so beautiful. You know, at the end, of course, all the blue people are dying and they're getting blown up. And it looks like, oh my God, it's over. It's finished. And the hero guy, what was his name? Jake Sully, he had checked in with Gaia, with Awa. He'd done his connection-y thing with his hair and he'd plugged into the tree of souls and he'd spoken to Awa, the goddess, the mother. And he was like, you know, help. We're trying to help. We want your help. And that moment in the movie when his girlfriend goes, she heard you, Jake Sully. I was like, oh my God, that's so beautiful. And it was like, yeah, I was like, this is what's happening. This is what's happening. And isn't it interesting as well, listening back to that film, the army guy, if you haven't watched it, you've got to go and watch it. The army guy who's like the last bad guy to go down. He's the one intent on destroying everything, you know, just because of his own hatred, because of his own self-loathing. He wanted to destroy everything and everybody. And he was going, and you gotta fight terror with terror. I'm like, yeah, look what happens when you fight terror with terror. Look what happens when you meet fear with fear. Look what happens when you meet hatred with hatred and war with war. In the end, it only destroys you. I don't think it ever has the win that people imagine it's going to have. There really is no winning when it comes to terror, war, fighting anything. There's no winning. And this guy, of course, he cocked it at the end. There was, no winning for him. He was too destructive, and his own destruction was wrought upon himself, and he got wiped out. And it was like, yay! And now all the beautiful people, all the people that are plugged into Mother Nature, who are all about collective consciousness, who are all about the we, who are all about their own sovereignty and living in their truth. It was like they are the ones that prosper. And it was really beautiful, that moment, when they all sit together on the floor and they plug their tail hair straight into the ground, and they're all plugged in and it all lights up, and they all have their hands on each other and they're doing their Kundalini exercises. They're in their base center, really grounded, really plugged in to the ground. And, their heads are like this, they're tuned into the ground, they're all connecting with one another, and everything's like, what a beautiful moment. And I was like, we just have to remember that. Maybe we don't plug our hair into the ground. Maybe we don't sit with each other doing this, but actually we kind of can, and we kind of are. We can be that in our minds, in our hearts, in our energy field, and in that collective consciousness, in that iCloud of collective consciousness, where we are all rooting for that same reality, that same, let's all win together, let's all thrive, let's all co-create this heaven on earth. And we are all doing that together. And yeah, so any moments when you feel a bit down, go and watch Avatar. Or just, just sit there, feel yourself and go, no, I'm connected to my brothers and sisters. You are not alone. We are all in this together. Even if you've been separated from your friends and your family and people that you think are important to you, that's also important to let that go and let something new emerge, And the phoenix can rise from the ashes, and some people will rise up and be like, oh, you know, I thought I'd lost you. No, you're back. So, you know, it's almost like you have to be willing to lose everything to gain everything. That's the way this initiation works through the fourth dimension, is being able to let go of everything you think is important, everything that you think matters, and in this worldly level or in your mental belief system realm. Surrender completely. Go into the within, go into source, and you will find abundance there for you, and everything that actually is meant for you will come. And I tell you what, I'm not just saying this as a nice philosophy. This is my life. I lived it. I live it now. It actually is happening. And I know this because I've done it. So that's why I'm kind of like saying, hey guys, this is, you know, try this. If whatever else you're doing right now is not working out for you so well and you're having a rough time, then give this a try. Just give it a try. See how that goes. Yeah, and go out and be in nature, connect to the trees, talk to Mother Gaia, talk to Mother Earth, and she will hear you, and you will hear her when you start to be able to listen, right? Empty yourself out, start to listen. And like me, if you listen to Gaia, you'll hear some amazing things. And yeah, it's really, really amazing. Anyway, so I hope that was helpful. Let me know if you found that good. I love that you're all having a chat on here. So thank you so much. You know what I think we should do next time is actually create watch parties and stuff. And if we all create watch parties, we can bring people in. We could do that for the meditation on Monday. So the first one will be at, Mary, help me get the time right. 5 p.m. UK time or universal time. So you have to work out where that is in the rest of the world if you're tuning in from somewhere else. 5 p.m. universal time. I have to remember that that's 6 p.m. for me in Europe, and I will be here live with you on Monday. So very much looking forward to that, and we'll have a meditation. I'm also going to be having guests, by the way. I've got a few guests coming, wonderful meditation guides, beautiful, actually all women so far, to join in on these meditations with me for the Mondays for the rest of the year. So that's going to be really amazing. So anyway, thanks for listening. Thanks for tuning in. Thank you for being here. I love you so, so much. And my brothers and sisters, my fellow true humans, and I will see you on Monday. Loads of love to you.